dissemination of Buddhist Dharma is a forthright task inherited from the Lord Buddha to the four classes of Buddhist followers. The work to dissemination of Dharma can be perhaps the most effective tool to concurrently promote global peace and stability. It has attributed a major influence on the existence of Buddhism in Asia and elsewhere for several centuries. Dharma of the Lord Buddha can benefit all walks of life and can truly stop dukkha, or the sufferings of mankind. In 2007, on the special occasion of the 80th anniversary of the then His Majesty King Phothimonthon Adunyadet, King Rama IX of Thai Jagri dynasty, the Royal Thai Embassy in New Delhi graciously organized a royal event of Buddhist ordination under the Bodhi tree at the ceremonial marquee at the holy site of the Lord Buddha enlightenment and the Thai monastery in Bodh Gaya. A group of apprentice monks who have got themselves ordination under the Bodhi tree, entering themselves into Buddhist monkshood and becoming members of Bodhi family, had appreciated the truth of fact that three triple gems can be regarded as an embodiment to hold on to if one wants to acquire wisdom of enlightenment. After disrobing and releasing themselves from monkshood, the Bodhi group of people has jointly created a club called Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 Club to support the work of protection and promotion of Buddhism. Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 Club has financially supported Phothimonthon, or the Buddhist Sangha missionary, to travel to the land of the Lord Buddha to cultivate their learning of the principles of Buddhism under the so-called project to support Thai Buddhist monks to learn and practice the philosophical truth of Buddhism at Phothimonthon, the land of primary source of Buddhist origin. A couple years later, Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 Club was transformed into a Bodhigayavijjalaya 980, a charity institute created for the service of education, promotion, and protection of Buddhism. The institute has named Dr. Supachai Virapuchong as Secretary General. After that, the scope of activities of Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 has been extended to financially cover Buddhist monks from the countries in Southeast Asia sub-region, such as the Lao People's Democratic Republic, Cambodia, and Vietnam, to receive an opportunity to study and practice Dharma philosophy in the Holy Land of the Lord Buddha. Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 has continued its support to create projects related to Buddhism. The institute has clear objectives pertaining itself to the motivation of Buddhist followers to continue their good faith and their belief in Buddhist three triple gems. The institute has put its high efforts, encouraged the learning and the application of Dharma Buddhist practices in many different circumstances. Numbers of projects has been created to serve these particular purposes, such as series of revolving conferences of Dharma talks have been conducted. Among other, the presumption of Buddhism that changed the world, relativity between Buddhism and societies, was highlighted as the theme of discussions. The Conference of Reuniting Suvarnabhumi through Buddhism is another project that worth mentioning. This conference was organized to accommodate the leader of Sangha to discuss Buddhist diplomacy. On a larger scale, The International Conference of Buddhism that changed Suvarnabhumi was also organized for the international Sangha societies. The conference was heavily focused on discussion of Dharma that harmonizes societies and leads them to the Golden Land. The other conference on Buddhism that changed Suvarnabhumi, organized by Bodhigayavijjalaya 1980, was the discussions on procedures to convert problems into Magga, or the noble truth of the path leading to cessation of dukkha, or sufferings. Countries in Southeast Asia, namely Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam, are Buddhist worshipping countries. Bodhigayavijjalaya 1980 has thus originated the project called a Five Nations Dhammayatra under the philosophy of where Dhamma leads. Peace will prevail for the peacefulness of mankind. The program of Five Nations Dhammayatra have been successfully completed twice. The first Dhammayatra was conducted in 1917 under the notion of Five Nations Dhammayatra, follow the path of noble Sangha of Mekong Basin. The first Dhammayatra has been successfully carried out. It was recorded in the history of Southeast Asian region that the success was made by joint efforts and support of the Supreme Sangha and the leaders of the five countries. The second Dhammayatra was conducted in 2019. 2 years later, under the notion of Five Nations Dhammayatra, Buddhist diplomacy for the global peace and stability. Dhamma views of the second Dhammayatra has marked a new history of mankind. It was the history in which Dhamma of the Lord Buddha has brought about the unity to the people of Southeast Asia, regardless of who they are or where they are from. The second Dhammayatra has received valuable support from the leaders of the Supreme Sangha, the leaders of the countries, the local administrations, government officers, private sectors, and the people of the five nations of Mekong Basin. Myanmar government has assigned Minister of Ethnicity and Buddhism Affairs and the leaders of Chan State to represent the government of Myanmar and to participate in all activities conducted on the ground with the support of the President of the Federation of Myanmar Theravada Buddhists. The President of Laos Supreme Sangha and the President of Laos Front of National Construction have rendered strong support to the second Dhammayatra. They organized Buddhist activities along the course of Dhammayatra conducted on the ground in both Luang Prabang and Vientiane. Like never before, the country has witnessed the congregation of several thousand of Laotian Buddhists jointly participated in a special activity of alms offering. It was a spectacular event in Vietnam when the leaders of the government and the leaders of Buddhist Supreme Sangha have extended their full support to Buddhist activities conducted by Bodhigayavijjalaya 1980. It was the first time around in the history of Cambodia that the government, by the order of the Prime Minister, has given a permission to a foreign entity such as Bodhigayavijjalaya 1980 to organize a closing ceremony of the second Five Nations Dhammayatra on the ground of the World Heritage Site Angkor Wat. Bodhigayavijjalaya 1980 has also supported the research study on the influence of people's belief in Naga region in relationship with Buddhism within Mekong Basin. The study has been carried out by the research team from Faculty of Buddhist Science at Chulalongkorn Ratchavidyalaya University. With the particular purpose, the finding in this research will be used to register the inheritances of local knowledge, wisdom, and the value of ancient cultures of Mekong Basin. with UNESCO and claim them the World Heritage of Mankind. The registration will highlight the benefits of a joint sharing of historical values in the countries of Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 has extended the knowledge of research study into a tangible outcome with a program of Bodhigayana Katipadi Award. It was the first of its kind award to which honoring individual or group of individuals and organizations who devote themselves to the work of support, promote, and protect the value of Buddhism. Within 2023, Bodhigayavijjalaya 980, in concurrence with other Buddhist organizations such as the World Fellowship of Buddhists and Young Buddhist Association of Thailand, has for the last 6 months been working on the institutionalization of a Buddhist course called Phothimonthon, best be paraphrased to the leadership in which the principles of Buddhist ways are being upheld. The purpose of the course is aiming at mentoring young leaders of the societies, the government, political parties, bureaucracies, and entrepreneurial personnel to improve their mindsets towards the ideal societies, where morals, ethics, and righteousness are put in sight by upholding the Buddhist ways. Bodhigayavijjalaya 980 is of a firm belief that attendees will receive Buddha's blessing to materializing their Buddhist learning. They will improve their own ways of life and finally join hands together to move the wheels of Dharma and lead society into a correct path of righteousness for the betterment of entire humanity.